Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I've just realised I've still got my fish up there. Hang on, let me change it around. There we go. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Morning, Faisal. Morning, Jamie. How are you both this lovely Monday morning? I'm going to try and make this flamingo's head just a little bit more orange. So I'm adding in this green gold, and then I'm going to go in over the top with the red again. Then multiplying. Did you all have a good weekend? Shape up. Shape up. You are the one I want. This green gold is actually adding quite a nice orange tinge to it. I wasn't sure which colour to use. I was like, do I just go in with an orange? I thought an orange on top of that scarlet red might have been a little bit too bright. And it's quite a muted orange. You're the one that I want. You are the one I want. It feels strange being back on these flamingos. I don't know, because we were doing the goldfish on Friday, and then over the weekend I've been working on a husky. I sort of forgot where I was with the flamingo. Purple's always a good choice, yes. I think though, if I'd have put purple on top of this red, it would have looked a little bit too dark, maybe. But if you remember on Thursday, we put the solvent on this just to sort of help spread out some of the colours, and that's going to allow me to put on these extra layers, so that's quite good. I don't want to sort of lose the feather definition. Did anyone attempt connections this morning? I failed miserably. I got one grouping, and then just really got screwed over on the others. Just couldn't get it in my head as to what it must be. There, I feel that is actually a better orange colour, so that's good. I'll show you my husky in a minute for those that haven't seen it. It's better because that needed a bit more red there, didn't it? You did it with the last chance. Yeah, I didn't. I was so bad at that. I'm just lightly going over this. I'm not trying to give detail with this layer. But it is giving that lovely pinky orange colour that I was looking for, so that's good. Right, do I need to, let me just have a look. So where the camera is overhead of me, I mean obviously you can't see it, but where it's overhead of me, it's blocking my view of my reference picture on my iPad, so just had to move it slightly. Terry had such a disturbed night last night. I was woken up in the middle of the night by at first Mango barking at something. She was going absolutely crazy at something. And Nick sort of got up to settle her, and I think Becca did too. And sort of clambered back into bed, fell asleep, and then Rosie started barking at something, going absolutely nutty. Oh, there's Mango. As if on cue, there's Mango in the background. And it was like, oh God, what are they barking at now? And apparently Jack was downstairs, and I think Becca was downstairs, and our cat Badger got into a scrap with a fox. And Jack said that he saw Badger get thrown against the glass of the back door, which is what set the dogs off. Badger was fine, absolutely fine. But oh, it was just crazy. And then we sort of came back to bed. Everything, checked that the cat's absolutely fine. Faisal, yeah. I think it was more hit the glass out of, jumping out of fright rather than he was thrown against it. Because we can't find any marks on him or anything like that. And when I got up this morning, he still looked perfectly fine because we kept the cats in overnight, obviously, after that. And then sort of got back into bed, fell asleep, and then got woken up by this fox screeching. If you've ever heard foxes, they don't make the most pleasant of noises. And it was, oh my God, the noise. And it was not a good night's sleep. It's just crazy. Right, I need, where's my beige red gone? When your baby leaves you all alone and nobody calls you on the phone, don't you feel like I'm crying? Don't you feel like crying? Oh, here I am, honey, come on, cry to me. In your lonely room, and there's nothing. Oh, have a drink. Okay, hang on one sec. Oh, lukewarm coffee. Oh God. Thanks, Faisal. Loneliness, loneliness. So yes, we're all a bit tired today. Like barely awake. And I think the worst thing was I was having such a good dream. I was having such a good dream. And I got pulled out of it. Don't you feel like crying? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie, for asking me to hydrate. I think it's because I looked up and I just saw Faisal's name in like a tower of 3 right above it, and I saw hydrate, and I just put the two together. Thank you, Jamie, and it's not an insult to be called Faisal. I tell you, I'm not awake. There you go. It's an honor. It's an honor. So I'm sure you guys have seen it because I think you clicked on it on Discord just to say that you'd seen it. But for anyone who's lurking or who's not part of the Discord, I'm actually going to be away, possibly for a couple of weeks from this Wednesday. So Wednesday the 9th, there won't be any art streams for a week or two, just because I'll be in London. It might not be for the full 2 weeks. We're still not sure. But we will see. So I will try and put some London content up on either Instagram, or I might cobble together a little vlog that I'll put on YouTube, or I might do just some IRL streams. On here, especially if we go around London Zoo, which is what I just take my setup with me. Yeah, I really don't think I'm going to be able to get all that on the train. But so yeah, so apologies guys, but it's necessary. So going into London to sort of be like an anxiety support person for James while he does the Mandem meetup. He's going to do his own thing, and it was going to be just me doing my own thing while James was off doing his, but now Nick is going to come with me as well, because it's going to be the three of us, which is a really good thing, because I'm telling you guys, I am not very good at finding my way around places that I don't know. I get lost very, very easily. And I just have one of those heads that does not comprehend maps, direction, or I don't recognize landmarks. Like, you know, if we were walking through a town and there was a particular type of pub or a clock tower or something like that, I wouldn't register it in my head as this is a point for me to remember. And I could walk around in circles and very quickly get lost. And when I get lost, I panic. And I don't know London at all. Not really. And I can't even imagine me trying to negotiate the underground, or, you know, reading those maps of which tube takes you where or anything like that. And so Nick said to me, I think it was on Saturday, he says, look, do you want me to come with you? He says, I can come with you, and then you'll at least get to the places you want to go. So Nick's coming too, just so that I don't get lost and get into a panic, because how can I support James if I'm in a panic? Yeah, exactly. I'm there to support James, and Nick is there to support me. Yeah. And I can support Nick by buying him bags of Maltesers. So, you know, as long as he's fed with Maltesers, then, you know, he'll keep me safe and stop me from getting lost. Look at these indentation marks in the paper. It's horrendous. They look like scars where I'm having to fill them in, but oh well. I didn't make that mistake when I traced out my husky. Oh, let me show you my husky. Hang on. So this is a tutorial from Lorna Dandy Art, and that's what I've got so far. So as you can see, it's got one brown eye, one blue eye, which I believe is called heterochromia, and it's a black and white husky. And I think for the next part of the tutorial we're going up here and doing this ear, but I'm really pleased with the glaze on the eyes. Really pleased with that. So yeah, so I've been working on that over the weekend, and doing this white fur has been really sort of fun again, because it is not, there's only a little bit of white in there, it's mostly greys, but it really sort of pops out on the paper. And yeah, so really pleased with that. It was fun just to be doing a new tutorial. So Lorna does great tutorials. She has free ones on YouTube. That's a Patreon one. Actually, though, I'd better start from down here with this, hadn't I? What a wonderful world. But yeah, just a tip: if you ever meet Papa J Forms in real life, you can keep him happy with Maltesers. Hashtag not sponsored. I remember once, I think it was for his 50th birthday, Jack bought him this massive box of Maltesers off Amazon. They did not last long. Exactly, Jamie. You know, just in case you run into him. What is your guys' favourite chocolate? Have we discussed this before? I don't know if we have. Did someone actually? I'm having a memory here. Someone said that a favourite is a Bounty. Who said that? Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Love a Bounty, yeah. I knew someone did. So yeah, I got lost in London once before, or a part of London, and I got myself into such a tiz. because I had to go to this training course that was in Harrow, and it was to teach English at a summer school. But they wanted all the teachers that were going to be teaching to attend this course, so that we all knew we were all teaching from the same text, you know, the same curriculum and everything. And it was almost like one of these team building things where you go in, you meet everybody, and you do all those horrible icebreaker activities that they always make you do when you're sitting in a room full of strangers. And I had to drive there from our house, wherever that was at the time. It was about a 30-40 mile drive. And at the time, God, this is going to sound so bad, that you didn't have like sat navs on your phone or anything like that. I just had like one of these really old like Nokia 500 things that you could, you know, you could text on. It didn't even have a camera. And I had a sat nav in the car, but it was a really old sat nav that hadn't been updated or anything like that. And so I'd literally written down the instructions of how to get to this place in Harrow. So I'm sort of driving along, and every now and again picking up this piece of paper off the passenger seat just to sort of remind myself of the directions and what road I needed to be looking out for, and when to turn left, when to turn right. And I did it wrong. And I ended up on like the M25 that I'd never been on before, just sort of going around in circles basically. And I can remember pulling over, getting off the M25 at some point, I can't even remember which one, pulling over and in tears, absolutely in tears, ringing Nick, saying, "I'm lost, I don't know where I am. I really do not know where I am." And he was like, "Well, what can you see at the moment? Is there like a signpost or a street name or something that you can see at the moment?" And there wasn't, because of where I'd pulled over. And he said, "Look, just carry on driving until you find like a pub or a street name or something, just so that I can, you know, look it up and try and find out where you are." And so I did that, crying my eyes out, because I was panicking, because I was lost. And one, I was feeling the responsibility of, oh, I'm not going to get to this place on time. I'm going to be late, and I never like to be late. I'm the person that will always turn up a good half hour before you're meant to be there, because I can't bear to be late. And I just thought, I'm letting all these people down. I'm not going to attend this training, so then I won't be able to teach the summer school. And now I'm lost. I'm miles away from home. I don't know where I am. And I eventually found somewhere that would say, you know, that would give Nick some information. And he sort of said, "Right, okay, this is what you need to do. You're actually not that far from where you need to be. You're about 10 miles from it. So here's what you need to do." And so I wrote down these new directions on the other side of this piece of paper. And I did actually make it to this training course. But I was so stressed by the time I walked in, and thankfully they'd provided like teas and coffees and a little snack table and stuff like that. And I sort of snuck into the back of the room just as the icebreakers began, and it was like, oh my God, now I've got to do this. And it was that one where they get a roll of toilet paper and they tear off bits and throw it onto the ground, and some bits are like 2 squares, some bits are 7 squares, some bits are 10 squares, some bits are 5 squares. You know, it depends on how they broke it up into pieces. And you just randomly pick up a piece, and then depending on how many squares you've got is how many facts you've got to say about yourself. And I'd picked up this piece of paper that had like 5 squares on it, and so I had to come up with like 5 facts, and I was stressed and did not want to do that. So yeah, that long story is to say that I get lost very easily and get into a panic, and I don't want that to happen in London. But I am looking forward to London. The only thing I'm not looking forward to with London is how busy it is, because I don't like crowds and I don't like lots of people around me. So I'm just going to have to put up with that, I think. Oh, Hayley, thank you for resubscribing. Really appreciate that, Hayley. Lots of love. Good morning. At least I'll be able to go into London with my debit card, because my debit card naturally ran out at the end of July, and I knew they'd sent me a new one so that I'd have it ready to go at the beginning of August, but could I find it? Nope. And so I had to go onto my banking app and report it lost, so they could send me another one so I can buy things while I'm in London. Which they have done. I'll probably find this other debit card now that I've got a new one, but you know what it's like when you put something in a safe space. Let me just move this out of the way a little bit. Bring that up. You can see how far down I've gone. I always try and leave a little bit of like a centimetre, hang on, you can't see, like a centimetre border at the bottom, because it never looks quite right if you just run the pencil off the edge of the page. So it just looks a little bit odd. Right, so I think I'm getting there with a little bit of shadowing that I wanted on there. because there is a patchy nature to these feathers. But it's just trying to get that patchy nature there. Let me just sharpen this pencil. Right, now there are some little tufts down here. Everything lasts. Work so I can work and work it out. Just haven't met you yet. And it's just a few little, just a hint that this bird has just been in the water or dipped its head in the water. Because they do that thing, don't they, where they sort of run their beak along the ground under the water. And what do they eat? Is it algae? I'm sure they eat like a blue algae, and that's what makes their coat go pink. Because there's some sort of reaction that goes on with the, I think it's blue algae, or is it blue shrimp? I don't know, I can't remember. Sing it, Jamie. So I'm just faintly putting in these marks. It's just a little bit rougher down here at the bottom. Someday I know it'll all out. Because I don't want this bit where the drawing ends to just sort of run off into nothing. You're still got to have that detail there, otherwise it just looks like you've just finished it and gone, oh, that'll do. It's like, nope, I'm not going to have that on my pictures. The boobster might be the best thing to ever come out of Canada. Yeah, I like a little bit of Michael Bublé. Is it the best thing to have come out of Canada? I don't know. What else comes out of Canada? Celine Dion? She's Canadian, isn't she? I like a bit of her sometimes. Oh, what was that show? Oh, I can't think of it. It was set in Canada. It was a guy who was a Mountie, and he sort of solved crimes. And he was like a Mountie, but he was in America. No, not Ryan Reynolds. Oh, Ryan Reynolds is, yeah, he's good. That's come out of Canada. But in this Mountie, he had a dog, like a wolf-like dog called Diefenbaker. He used to call him Deef. What's the name of that show? I used to love that show. I think the guy who played the Mountie was Paul somebody, but I can't remember his name. But yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds is probably the best to come out of Canada. Love Ryan Reynolds. He's so good. So naturally funny as well. Not just when he's had stuff written for him. When you see him in interviews, I think it's just really naturally funny. I like that. Due South. Yes. Thank you, Jamie. Yes, Due South. Oh, I used to love that show. I wanted to have a dog called Diefenbaker after that. Oh, it's such a good show. Right. Let me take some of this marking out here. Did you ever watch Due South? Or did you just Google that? Got what we've got. Sorry. You Googled it. Oh, I tell you, if you ever find it, it's so worth a watch. It's so good. Let me get rid of this pencil line. Nearly said purple line. Pencil line. Let me move the paper a bit. See, where does that go? So we need that on all of it. So let me just get a soft layer done. Which way does the feathers come? This way, okay. Come on. Lonely days. Right, okay, just so I know where I'm working. Okay, now let me just see. So I've got like, I actually need that pink. But here, this is just a daily mix, by the way. Just one of those random daily mixes that that Spotify puts together. Right, there's a very sharp dark line here. That sort of goes here, doesn't it? Right, so I just need to leave a little bit of room for that pink. Which goes to scene. England got a red, we're down to 10 women now. Oh no! What was the red card for? Jeans, not my lover. I am the one. Just remember to always think twice. She stood on the opposition's back when getting up. Was a clear. Oh my God. Oh, that's not good sportsmanship at all, is it? Well, I don't blame the ref, quite frankly. Crazy. Nil-nil. Okay. How much long is left? How much longer is left in the match? And who are they playing against? I have no clue. Right. Five minutes added time and against Nigeria. Okay. What an apt song. They're in the final minutes. Every highway. Did it my way. Alright, I need some cream here. Right. No, cinnamon. Cinnamon. Let's do that. Um, there's so many colours in this part of its body, but it all looks really, really soft and really, really smooth. So I'm really going to have to sort of blend out these colours. And then I'll go over it at the end with the slice tool to add in the white quill that's in the feathers. 30 minutes extra time. Okay. Who do you think's played better? Gonna have to stay. Yeah, yeah. England, England. Let's hear it for the boys. There is white line there. I'll slowly make its way up this body. There's going to be a lot of feather patternings in it though. I wonder, is it worth going this way, or is it worth coming this way? No, because these ones here lay on top of the ones that are on this side. So I'll work up that way. So I'm just sort of trying to work out my plan of attack in my head, especially for tomorrow. Right, okay, so I think that's where I will leave it today then, chat. So let me just move this card out of the way. So I've got in this dark shadow that comes over its back. If you look at the reference picture, you can see there's quite a dark line and then it goes quite bright here. So I'm going to try and get in all those. And we did the neck. I just might put in the blended solvent on there afterwards just to sort of make it match this at the top, because that's also had the solvent. So yeah, so there we go. So happy with today. Thank you for joining me as always. Thank you for your company, for your kind comments, your support. Is it 2 hours tomorrow? No, unfortunately it can only be an hour tomorrow because I've got so much to do. So it would just be the hour as normal tomorrow. And then you'll just have to, I don't know, keep an eye out on my socials, sorry, for anything that I post from London. So I'll post some little bits and pieces. And if I take any really good photos of any animals at London Zoo, then obviously, you know, that might be some new source pictures for the future for us to draw. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So anyway, yeah, so thanks for joining me. Thank you for resubscribing, Hayley. Thanks for everyone for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.